Hi, we're in California here, and we're doing a little real estate. We start with wholesale real estate as our basic strategy, and I'm here in Ontario, California. Behind me, you can see the brand new stadium scoreboard for the new Ontario Dodgers. Baseball team. What's the point of that? Because for years, and I mean for 30 years, I've been driving this area and this golf course, and it's looked like, wow, you know, one of these days they're going to expand out into the Ontario Eastvale area, which is a dairy area. For many years, it didn't happen. But then in the early 2000s, my family, we moved to what was called the Corona Valley back then and is now Eastvale. There where we were in the first maybe 100 people who moved into the area. Now there's over 300,000 in the entire area. So what does that mean? There's opportunity. There's opportunity all over the place. Now, in this part of Ontario behind you, the mountains and everything, this is the older part of Ontario. This part right here, where the baseball stadium is being built, so you can see the scoreboard. It's like the Dodger Stadium scoreboard with the Union 76 sign on the top. They'll open up next year in March, and that's where it's happening. So what does that mean? Well, there's a lot of opportunities. You just got to be smart how you're going to do them. Now, we've started our series of videos focusing a basic strategy: wholesale real estate. Wholesale real estate is your entry strategy, but nowadays, with things getting as complicated as they are, you have to be smarter and have a greater skill set in order to be able to master the many different issues that come up in real estate. And if you've been watching my videos the last 6 months, you have seen starting from a basic strategy, and I know that I get a lot of comments from you. People see me all over the country. I've been everywhere from California to Nevada, to Utah, to Colorado, right through the Continental Divide. I've done several videos there, and then through eastern Colorado, western Colorado, eastern Colorado, and into a place where we went into Kansas, then into Oklahoma, back through New Mexico, Texas, Arizona, and all of these places. Are ripe for real estate opportunities. You just got to know what you're doing. And you've got to, and one of the truth of the matter is, you've got to have a mentor who can work with you and knows how to coach people. My background is very much in that, as I was a top business coach for Tony Robbins and Chet Holmes for years. So I know how to teach systems, but I've been not only duplicating and replicating those systems, but making it work in the real estate arena for the last 10 years. And I'm happy to say we have unlocked the secret. It's taken a lot of work. It's not nearly as easy as the gurus who are trying to make money will tell you it is. And some gurus are more honest than others. And have more integrity. And I worked from one that I would put on that level of the more integrity part. But I will tell you that there's a lot of things that you cannot replicate or duplicate off of a seminar, off of YouTube. Or just hoping that you can luck into it. You've got to find a mentor who knows what he's doing, has or she is doing it, and has been through the ringers. And really that's what we found here in California. As I showed you some of the new area there to start with. There was new area, there was old area. As you go where we're here towards the mountains, that's the older, more developed area. The closer you get to the mountains, typically the newer the area is. And what we found is that there is a lot of opportunity. And how you farm the opportunity, it's where you get your leads from, and then how you follow up and how you communicate with those leads is all a really important part of this. One of the base strategies that I've taught with wholesale is you look for boarded up, vacant, and just plain ugly houses. That still remains the base strategy, but it's not the most effective strategy. Why? Because the world with artificial intelligence, with just the onslaught of marketing and people, there's got to be a lot more competition. And you'll get a lot of people calling these boarded up, vacant, and just plain ugly owners. And you have to remember, it got that way for a reason. And it's usually that there's stuff going on with the owners. Not always. I've gotten lucky. And I've been able to get a hold of owners that were pretty stable. But also with the one owner I got that was pretty stable, that comes to mind, he didn't have to sell, only if it was a good idea and only if he made money. And so in that transaction, he made money and I really didn't. So, you know, the lesson is to make sure that you get in the houses at the right price. But the point now is that real estate has really evolved. From the base strategies, you need more than that. You need the real estate answer man, a good friend of mine from the East Coast, talks about that. And he can solve problems. And I have really leaned in to that core strategy. He teaches a core strategy to students of wholesaling, yet he doesn't do wholesaling. Not in the traditional way that we told him. He knows how to do it, he just doesn't do it anymore. And the reason he isn't is because he's become a real estate solution man. And with those solutions, it brings you a different level of person that you're talking to as well, and often more stable. here as I've gone throughout the country. You noticed that I've done a majority of my real estate, Tulsa, Wichita, up in Alaska. I've done much in California, right in my backyard. Why? Because there are so many established wholesalers here that you've got to develop an advanced strategy. Most wholesale only gurus, that's all they got. And if they have anything else, it's a trickle up upsell. So I'm here to tell you that you got to be careful with that. You want to develop a real estate strategy that makes you the answer man to the problem. And depending on the leads that you have, that is going to determine how you solve the problem. Now you can go, as I've talked about, to a lead source company and get leads. And there's nothing wrong with that. But within that, you've got to get not only the leads, but you've got to know what they are. So that takes a skill set. That's why it's good to have a mentor to do this, somebody who's already been through it. Right here. I've already been through that. I've already tested these things. As a top coach for Tony Robbins and Chet Holmes, what I've been doing is building a system for the last 6 months. And you have seen, if you've watched these videos, a progression of the videos. And let me just take out here, because this is YouTube, for you to like, subscribe for sure, comment. Let me know that you're interested. We're building our following. I haven't worked as hard as some of these YouTubers to build the system. Well, those days are over because now we are. And we're just on the cusp of really building something and taking something to people that I know works. And one of the things I don't want to do as a mentor is pitch things and then go, well, it's really not working for me, so why should I think it should work for you? And you got a lot of people out there, they don't care. As long as they get their seminar money and they can feel good about being the guru, being the center of attention, being the man, that's all they really care about. And I'm here to tell you there's more to it than that. Now, if you're watching at this level, what I can do, direct message me, John Sarver, 951-847-0116. And I will share with you how to begin to layer on strategies where you become the answer person. Now, you're going to have skin in the game. I'm not doing this for free. Right now, everything you get is for free. But as I talked to one potential client just earlier today, he says they only give you so much, and then you don't get everything. And there's a reason for that. Because, well, I need to be compensated for what I do as well. So let me just be straight up. We'll work together. We'll find a plan that works with you. And I'll be able to mentor you and coach you to real estate success. So we're here in Cali going by many different opportunities that if I was just with a wholesale strategy, I'd be out of luck, because in California you need way more than a wholesale strategy. The reason that people pitch wholesale, because anybody can do, well, I can start for basically free, I can do it, and the only free is paying a seminar guide. And that's right. So many person after person, they just don't do the deals. So I'm all about you doing deals, having success, building a potpourri, if you will, different selection of strategies. Go to and solve problems. And that's what we want you to do, is be able to solve the problems in real estate. So whether you're in California, whether you're in Nevada, whether you're in Arizona, whether you're in Colorado, Utah, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, or even New Mexico, Alaska.